Right, so I'm going to share the PDF file. Okay, so here it is. So it would be an interactive session. I would want you to participate as well. Okay, so here's the first question. Now you need to show that this integration gives you this. Okay, so this is an easy question because you already know the answer. So you would be able to know
It's supposed
exactly
to
where
use
you're going on.
the integration by parts.
Very well done. Excellent. Very good. Okay. So integration by parts. So as soon as I understand that I'll be applying by parts, let's write down the formula. That was I late. So I need to choose the first function. So the first function should be which one? A is coming before the algebraic expression is coming before trigonometric. So it means x squared would be the first function. So first function is going to stay as it is and the integration of second one. So what is the integration of cos 2x?
Cos 2x is
Hmm.
sine
Very good.
1
2x.
by 2 sine 2x.
Very good. Excellent. Okay, so we are dividing 2 here. We're dividing the derivative. Okay, then minus comes integration sign. This thing as it is. So sine 2x divided by 2 and the derivative of the first function that was x squared. So what would be the
2,
derivative of very good 2x, okay,
2x.
with respect to x. So 2 and 2 would be cancelled. I can simplify this. So 1 by 2 x squared into sine 2x minus. Now this is again an integration that has a trigonometric function and an algebraic function. Again, I would be using same rule by parts. I late A is coming first, so I would take this as the first function. So first is going to come, is going to be as it is. Okay, and now I need to integrate sine 2x. So the integration of sine 2x is negative.
It is negative 1 by 2 cos 2x.
Very good. Okay, negative 1 by 2 cos 2x, and negative would make the sign positive. Okay, and then we have negative integration sign, and this thing is going to come there. So it is going to give me negative cos 2x by 2, and then the derivative of the first one, that was 1
1.
with respect to x. All right, okay. 1 second only. All right. So the last step is going to be,
Integrating that again.
yes, so I am going to write it down this way: x squared sine 2x 1 by 2 plus x by 2 cos 2x. Then we had this minus sign. I feel like there's some problem here, but let's see. So it would become plus, and what is the integration of cos 2x?
Uh, Cos 2x is 1 by 2
Hmm.
minus 1 by 2 sine 2x by
Integration
2.
of cos 2x. So when we are integrating cos, we are not adding negative, okay?
But
Integration of,
then it already has negative, right?
yeah, so
Negative
basically,
cos 2x.
yes, that is true. So this
Oh, so
negative
it will
would be,
become positive.
yes, this would become positive. It looks like this, but there is some issue with this because when I was doing it, I was getting a negative sign here. Just give me 1 second only. I'll quickly check this out. So, okay, so this would come as it is. It was positive, and then we had 2x, 2 and 2 was cancelled. So then I wrote that as it is, then minus, let me write it down properly. Minus sign was coming here. minus x, and then we have sine 2x. So I am going to integrate it now. Minus cos 2x by 2. Okay, this minus, all right, all right, all right. Yes, okay. So basically I have a minus sign outside and I need to integrate this part. So again, by parts, first as it is, integration of the second one, then minus integration of the second one that had minus cos 2x by 2 and dx. This minus and this minus would cancel out. I'll do it in the next step. Okay, so minus and minus is plus x by 2 cos 2x. This minus can be cancelled out with this one, and then this minus with this would make it negative integration of cos 2x by 2 with respect to x. And finally, we are going to get what? 1 by 2 x squared sine 2x plus x by 2 cos 2x minus and then cos 2x by 2. The integration of cos 2x is sine
Sine
2x.
2x, 1 by 2 sine 2x.
Very good. Okay, so this is what I'm going to get, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, perfect. Now we are done with this. We need to show this. So we have to plug in the limits. The limits are pi by 4 and 0. Now, when I am going to plug in pi by 4 in x squared, that would give me this 1 by 2 is going to come as it is. Pi squared by 16, then sine of pi by 2. Okay, because it is pi by 4. So when I'll plug in pi by 4 here, it would give me pi by 2. That would be 1. Okay, plus what is the value of cos at pi by 2? It is 0, right?
0, yeah.
So this would become 0 plus 0. And then we have, what would be the next value? You can check that. Minus sine 2x. Again, it would be 1 by 4. This is what
Yeah,
I
1 by
am
4.
getting for pi by 4. And then what about the 0?
0, I think you'll just get 0 for everything.
Yes, very good. Because this would get 0. We have x here. This would get 0. We have x here. And sine at 0 is 0. Very good. Okay. So we can simplify this. And that is going to give you pi squared by 32 minus 1 by 4. This could be the answer, but we need to make it look like this form. So I'll take 1 by 32 outside. So I can write it as 1 by 32 common, pi squared minus 8. Now when I'll multiply 1 by 32 with this and with that, I would get pi square by 32 minus 1 by 4. So this is the correct answer, right?
Yes.
Anything that you were not able to understand?
No, it's fine.
Okay, it's very good that you were able to quickly identify that this is integration by parts. So very well done. Excellent. Okay. Always remember, if you have an algebraic expression with trigonometry, you would be using integration by parts. Okay. It could be that you're doing it several times, but that is okay. And please be careful with the brackets. This is what happened with me. I just did it a few minutes back in my notes. And then when I was doing it, I missed these brackets and it could have been that I was, I ended up getting a wrong answer. But since I had this, that is why I knew that, okay, I would not be getting that thing. So I was doing a mistake. Otherwise, in every question, you would not be showing something. So you need to be careful while working, okay?
Okay.
All right, let's talk about the next one. Okay, so here's another question. It is question number 5. It says, the variables x and y satisfy the differential equation. Here's the differential equation. It is given that y is 2 when x is 0. Solve the differential equation obtaining an expression for y squared in terms of x. Okay. Now we know how to solve differential equations. Whenever you have a differential equation, the examiner is basically expecting that you would be finding an equation at the end, right? Solving a differential equation means finding the equation basically, right? So for that, we are integrating, right? We need to separate the x variable and the y variable, and then we are integrating. So are you familiar with that?
Yes.
This is what we have discussed already. Okay. All right. Very good. So how do we separate them? Okay. So for this, I can do it through multiple ways.
Yes, I think you can take
Hmm.
y to the other side, so it'll be no, you have to bring y square plus 5 to the
Very good.
left hand side.
Yes. Okay. So this
And
is a factor. Excellent. So I can do it this way, that y divided by y
y
squared. Yes.
plus 5 dy
Very good.
and integral sign.
And sorry, what?
Integral. You have to take the integral, right?
Yes, we will take the integral. But let's write down the equation first. Okay.
Equals
Hmm.
1 over x plus 1 dx.
Very good. Okay. Now we can integrate on both sides. Excellent. Okay. Now you are interested in integration. So what do you think? What integration would this be for the y part? You can think about that first.
I think it will be the tan inverse one. Will it?
Tan inverse one.
Or not tan inverse.
But don't you think in the numerator there's some problem for this one,
Yes.
right?
Oh,
So
you cannot square it. So,
hmm.
oh, you can do 1 by 2.
Yes.
Uh,
Yes.
yeah, 1 by 2 ln y square plus 5.
Excellent. Okay, because what do we see? We see f dash of x divided by f of x, right? Like not exactly. So I need to
Not exactly,
multiply
but
2,
kind of.
and I can do it this way, right? Now I can say that this 2 and this 2 can be cancelled. So it is mathematically correct. I've multiplied 2 and I've divided that as well. And now when I have 2y in the numerator, that is the derivative of denominator. So it would be 1 by 2 ln of y squared plus 5, right?
Yes.
And then what about the other one?
The other one will be 1 over x plus 1. So it can be ln x plus 1.
Very well done. Excellent. It would be ln x plus 1. Okay. And then what next? Now I need to.
Plus c.
Very
Plus
good.
c.
Very good.
In
Excellent.
ln x
Okay.
plus 1 plus c.
Okay. Now the fact. Okay. Now I'll write down C here. But since in these questions we are trying to find the equation. Okay. So at the end I would be cancelling out this natural log because I need an expression for y squared in terms of x. So whatever constant I will get, I would try writing it in terms of ln something. Okay. Let's find the value of C first, then I'll tell you. So can you work out the value of C? Y is given, X is given. It would be a decimal number. 1 by 2 ln y squared is 2 squared plus 5. It would become 9
9.
minus ln 1 equals C. And
Ln
the
1 is
value of
0.
C would be? Yes, sorry, I missed it.
Ln 1 is
Yes,
0.
very
So
good.
it will be 1 by 2 ln 9. So
Yes.
ln 3.
Excellent. C is ln 3, right?
Yes.
Excellent. This would be ln 3 and that is C. Very well done. So always try writing down the constant in terms of ln. Excellent. Very well done. ln 3. Okay, now I can disrupt this because you already knew this. Very good. This was an important thing, and well done. Now we are not done yet. Yes, we got rid of dy by dx, but we need to write it down in terms of we need to write down y squared in terms of x. So I need to do what? I need to get rid of this natural log. So for that, I will first take this 1 by 2 and write it down here as power of y squared plus 5. So it would become, you know this property, right?
Yes.
Very good. And then we can just unite this natural log and natural log. So it is being added. I
So
can
it will
write it.
be three. Yeah, three L, three times x plus one, right?
Very
Isn't it?
well done.
Yeah.
Excellent. Very good. Very good. Ln y squared plus 5 1 by 2. Now never ever do it
You have
this
to
way.
cancel the ln.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
are canceling it, but do not write it down this way. I'll tell you why. Because whenever we have such questions, 2x equals 2 to the power 2 plus a, so we don't do it this way, 2 a 2, we just equate
Okay.
powers. Okay, so same concept is used there. So if you will cancel, if you will cut natural log, it would not look good. Just write it down this way: y squared plus 5 whole power, you can write it down with under root now. This thing equals 3 into x plus 1. And now I'll square both sides to get rid of that under root. 2 and under root would be cancelled. Y squared equals 3 squared would give me 9 x plus 1 square minus 5. So this is going to be the answer. Okay, so we have solved the differential equation and we obtained y squared in terms of x. Very well done. So you need to remember this thing always. Okay, whenever you have such scenarios, always remember that if you have y squared in the denominator and if you have something in terms of y in the numerator, you can always make it look like the derivative of the denominator. Okay, so yes, instead of tan it would be natural log. And if you were able to identify this natural log, so in most of the questions you would see that you would also be getting natural log on this side, and that would be a hint for you. Okay,
Okay.
right, so is that okay, this one?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Okay, now let's talk about this trigonometry question. Okay, so it says show that the equation, we have this equation, can be written in the form this. Okay, and then we need to solve this. All right, so can you try showing this? I'll give you 2 minutes. You can just try it out, and if you're not able to do it, then I'll do it for you.
Yes. Yeah, these are the questions I kind of face problem in. So yeah, I'll do it. Cot is 1 by tan, right?
Sorry, yes, yes. Are you able to do it?
I think so. I'll
Yeah.
probably be done in 2 minutes, I
Okay,
guess.
sure, sure.
I didn't get this answer.
Okay, it's okay. All right, let's see how to do it, okay? So, did you use the tan A minus B thing for the first part?
Yes, there you get tan x minus root 3 by 1 plus root 3 tan x.
Very good, very good. Okay, let's directly start from there. So, you would get tan x minus root 3 divided by 1
1 plus
plus
root 3 tan x.
tan x. Okay, then we have plus
That's
cot
1 by
x,
tan.
and yes. So for cot x, I can write it down as 1 by tan x because I can see I do not have cot anywhere, and this is under root 3. This is what I had. Okay, now I can
Can
see
we take
that
a common denominator?
yes, we need to take the LCM because I do see that I do not have anything in the denominator over here. Okay, so I'll take the LCM tan x minus root 3. Okay, now when I will take the LCM, I am going to get the product of both the denominators. That is 1 plus root 3 tan x into tan x. So I do not have tan x here, so I'll be multiplying it over here. So this is tan x plus 1 into 1 plus root 3 tan x. You understand this thing?
Yes, I did this.
Okay, all right. Then let's see. I think you just made some mistake while simplifying this. So
Yeah.
tan x into tan x is going to give you
Tan
tan
square
square
x,
x minus root 3
tan
tan
x.
x plus 1 plus root 3 tan x. This and this would be cancelled equals root 3, and then I have tan x and then 1 plus root 3
Tan.
tan x. So I'm left with tan square x plus 1 equals root 3 tan x into 1. So root 3 tan x and then root 3 into this thing. So that would give me plus root 3 tan x into root 3 tan x. Okay, so that would become 3
2 root 3.
tan.
Oh, yeah. 3 tan.
Okay.
I did 2 root 3 tan x.
Okay,
That's
that's
the,
okay. Yeah. And then you would be able to solve it. Okay. So this is
yeah.
going to give you, we can take everything to the other side. So 0 equals 2 tan square x plus root 3 tan x minus 1. Okay. And this is how it should look like.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. So no doubts with this explanation and anything that you were not able to understand?
No, no, it's fine.
Okay. Now let's talk about the second part of this question. That says hence solve the equation for that. Okay, now since it says hence, and obviously solving this version would be difficult, so let's solve the other version which we just created. Let's solve 2 tan square x plus under root 3 tan x minus 1 equals 0. Now this is simply a quadratic equation. I can replace a with tan x and I am going to get 2a squared plus under root 3a minus 1 equals 0. This is a quadratic equation. I need to simplify this using the quadratic formula and find the values of a. Okay. So a is
Yes.
going to be minus b plus minus under the root b square, that would become 3, minus 4, the coefficient of a, that is 2, into minus 1 divided by 2 into a, that would be 4. So a is going to be minus 3 minus under root 3 plus minus under root 11 divided by 4. So
Oh,
either a would be, let's find the value directly, minus under root 3 plus under root 11 divided by 4.
0.396.
Very good. So either a is going to be 0.396 or it would be
Minus 1.262.
minus 1.262. Okay. So if a is this, it means that tan x is 0.396. All right. So tan is positive. Let's find the value of x first. Can you please do tan inverse 0.396? And make sure that your calculator is in degrees mode because this range is in degrees.
Maybe 21.6.
Very good. Okay, now 21.6 is just one angle. We have 4 quadrants. Forget about the range. We'll talk about all the 4 quadrants. Tan is positive. It is positive in the first quadrant and the third one. So from 21.6, this is going to be the only answer because if I start finding out this would be greater than 180 and that would be outside our range. Okay. Let's talk about the next one. Now it is negative. So again, tan of x equals minus 1.262 and the value of x is
Negative answer. Minus
negative.
51.60.
Very good. Minus 51.60 or 61. Okay.
So you have to
Now,
do 180 plus of that.
yes, but very good. But you know that it is negative because tan is negative in which quadrant? It is negative in the second one and it is negative in the fourth one. So this answer is basically coming in this quadrant and this is the angle. So it means that since it is not the part of our range, so this would be 51.6. We'll be finding out this and then the x would be, you just told,
128.4.
very good, very well done, excellent. Okay, so it is going to be 128.4 degrees. Very good. So these would be the two answers and both of them are in our A range. Yes. Any doubts with this question?
No.
Sure.
Yes.
Okay, let's talk about the next one then. Right. Now the first question is a question of similar type. So I'll explain this to you and with reference to this question, you would be able to identify a mistake. So this says find the set of values of x satisfying this inequality. Whenever we have mod, we are going to take square of both sides. So that would give us x plus 2a squared greater than 3 into x minus a whole squared, right?
Yes.
Okay, let's expand this. So this would become a squared plus 2ab plus b squared greater than 9 because it is 3 squared and then I'll be squaring this part. So x squared minus 2ax plus a squared. Let's simplify this. X squared plus 4ax plus 4a squared greater than 9x squared minus 18ax plus 9a squared. Let's just simplify this completely. So 0 is greater than, I'll take everything to the other side. So 9x squared minus x squared would become 8x squared minus 18ax minus 4ax would give me minus 22ax. And then we are going to have plus 9a squared minus 4a squared. So that would give me plus 5a squared. So I'll rewrite it down. 8x squared minus 22ax plus 5a squared is less than 0. Okay, this is my quadratic equation. Now, can you find the values of x by middle term breaking?
Yes.
So the two factors could be
5/2 and 1/4.
very good, excellent. So you are getting x equals 5 by 2a and then x equals a by 4. Okay, you have a as well. Okay, now
Yes.
how do you solve these questions once you're done with this? Like, what is your method?
Um. So my method is basically
Hmm.
for how to explain it, but okay, 5/2 you will get 2.5 and 1/4 is 0.25. So since 5/2 is greater, so I'll just put 1/4a is less than or equal to
Okay,
a.
all right,
Is less
very
than.
good. Yes, this would work for this one. And what if I change the sign? So would you be writing down the same answer?
Yeah.
Okay, and now I'll tell you. Okay, this is what I was able to spot.
Not the same answer?
No, not the same answer. I'll tell you. For such questions, we need to make a rough diagram, a rough parabola, just a rough parabola, something of this type. We know it is x squared, so it would be a U-shaped curve, and it is 5 by 2 and 1 by 4. So this would be a by 4, and this is going to be 5 by 2a, right? Now, I can write it as y equals this, so it would basically become y is less than 0. This is y and this is x, and on this part of the graph y is less than 0, so this is going to be my range. So this is why the answer for this case would be a by 4 less than x less than 5 by 2a. Okay, now if I talk about that question which you sent me, let me open it up quickly. The sign was different, that is why the answer was not like this.
Wait, I didn't get it.
Yeah, I'll explain to you, do not worry. Okay, wait a second. So basically, once you're able to find the values of x, okay, the next step is you're not supposed to write it down directly, because you do realize that this way your answer would not be different for different signs, right? So the concept is that you need to make a rough parabola. By rough parabola, I mean I know the coefficient of x squared is positive. Okay, if it is positive, it is a U-shaped curve. It is negative, it is other way around. So I would make a rough parabola, and I know that the value of x is 5 by 2a when y is 0, and it is a by 4 when y is 0. Okay, so I've just made this rough parabola. Now this equation was basically less than 0, so I've written it down this way, that y equals this, and if this thing is less than 0, we are basically focusing on this part of the graph where y is less than 0. Where is y less than 0? This is where y is less than 0. Okay, on all these parts. Now if I talk about your question, you will understand it this way. So it basically was, whatever the question was, the factors turned out to be x equals minus 4 by 3 and x equals 8 by 7, and the equation was 21 x squared plus 4x minus 32 greater than 0, right? This was the equation. Now again, as I've told you, make a rough parabola. So this is the x-axis, this is the y-axis, the coefficient of x squared is positive, and I do see one root is negative, so it would be something of this type, just a rough diagram. This is minus 4 by 3 and this is 8 by 7. Now this time around I have a different sign, so this basically is y equals to this, so y is greater than 0. So I'll be focusing on the parts where y is greater than 0, that is this part. So I'll be focusing on the x values on this line and the x values on this line. So what do I see? The x values are going to be what? X would be less than minus 4 by 3. Okay. X would be less than minus 4 by 3 because I'm going in that direction and I'll be going in this direction, or x would be greater than 8 by 7. Now your question was that in the marking scheme, they only gave this answer. They did not give this answer because if you pick up any number greater than 8 by 7, let's say 2, if you plug in this 2 over here, where is it gone? Uh, 1 second. Yeah, okay. Sorry. This was the question. It's in my phone. 2 minus 5x greater than 2 into mod of x minus 3. Now, when you will plug in 2, this inequality would not be satisfied. That is why we have discarded this and we are only going to go with this one. But for the range, you need not check it, okay? That is going to be the answer directly. But for this part, whenever you have this sign, you need to check it. And not only for this sign, it could be that this was negative. So if it is negative, you will make the parabola other way around and then you would be using the same logic. Are you getting this?
No, I don't get it.
Okay, all right. Wait a second. So what is confusing you exactly?
I don't get why we are discarding one answer and like
Because
accepting the other.
okay, when you are solving equations, and if let's say one of the solutions is not satisfying the equation, do you discard that? Yes, you do.
Yes,
Okay. So
but
that
how
is
is it
why
not?
we, sorry.
But I don't get how it's not satisfying the equation because
Okay,
when we
okay,
are
okay.
solving,
Because no, okay, then we are also when we are finding the values for some variables, we are also solving that equation, right? But this happens at times in quadratic equations that one of the solutions, when we plug it back again, we do not get the correct answer. So this can happen. We do have errors. It is not because of our mistake, it is just because of the nature of the question. So you need to discard that. Okay. So
okay.
since it is x greater than 8 by 7, so greater than 8 by 7 could be a number 2. So if you plug in 2, the equation is 2 minus 5x greater than 2 into x minus 3. Okay. So if you plug in 2, so it would give you 2 minus 10 greater than 2 into 2 minus 3, and it is minus 8 greater than 2 into 1. So it's clearly not greater than. Okay. That is why we are discarding it. But forget about this. I'll come back to this thing. Do you understand how to write down the answer, the graph method? That is more important.
Can you please repeat that
Yes,
once more?
definitely.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's say, let's talk about the previous example again. Let's say this was the question and you ended up getting 5 by 2 and 1 by 4a. Okay. Now, this is the question and you got 5 by 2a and a by 4. And now we are interested in seeing that what would be the range. The range could be of two types. It could be a range or it could be of what we were getting for the next part. Okay. I'm going to plot a rough parabola. How do we make parabolas? We check out the coefficient of x squared. It's positive. Both of them are positive. So I'll just make a u, a random u, without even thinking about anything. This is a by 4. This is 5 by 2a. And now this is y equals this. Okay. So I'm basically focusing on y less than 0. So the negative values would be where? This is where I have negative values of y. So I'll be talking about these points. Now on these points, what is the value of x? X is between this part, right? That is why this is the answer. Let's say I had a different sign. Let's say I had this sign. So in that case, I would not be doing it this way. My working would be different. I'll tell you how to do it. Now y is going to be greater than 0. So I'll be focusing on these values of y and on these points. And if I'm talking about these points, I will be talking about these values of x in particular. So x would be less than a by 4 or it would be greater than 5 by 2. So x would either be less than a by 4 or x is going to be greater than 5 by 2a. Okay. This is what you need to understand. Always remember this. In case of inequalities, specifically quadratic inequalities, the final answer is not going to come as it is. You need, okay, now I'll tell you. I'm pretty sure that you did not know about this because, at times we have four conditions and you need to memorize those. That is also a method, but this is a better method, okay? You know how to make a rough parabola. Are you comfortable with the making of parabola?
Yes.
Okay, and you know the greater than or less than sign, the inequality sign. So using the inequality sign, you can easily figure out the value of y and you can focus on the corresponding points. And then on those points, we are specifically checking out the x values. That is why it is like this. Okay.
Okay. Here it's greater than 0, so x will be greater than 5 by 2 and less
Yeah, this
than
is what I
3.
just made. This is what I just made. Initially, we had this. This is what we have. Okay. This is what we have in this question. So we would be focusing on the values of y that are less than 0. Right? Do not get confused by this sign. I've basically written that over here. It is less than 0 here as well, and it is less than 0 here as well. Okay. So now, what would be the answer? Yes.
Will be from 5 by 4 to, no wait, 5
Yeah,
by 2
yes,
A
yes,
to,
yes. Very good, excellent. Okay. Because y is less than 0, these points, so these points, and this is a by 4, this is 5 by 2. We'll be going there, we'll be
wait,
going.
one second,
Sorry,
less
yes.
than 0 means, less than 0 means this area and greater than 0 means this area.
Yes, yes,
Something
because,
like that?
yes,
Oh,
because we are focusing on y. Okay, when y is greater than 0, this is the part. When y is less than 0, this is the part. And please be careful while making the parabola. We have positive x. Let's say you have a different scenario where you have some equation and that has, let's say this one. Obviously, if we have negative 8x squared, the answers would not be these. But for example, let's say this is what you have. Let's say this is the question. And again, you were getting 5 by 2a and that. So now when I'll make the parabola, I'll make it other way around. This is going to be a by 2, sorry, a by 4, and this is going to be 5 by 2a, and y is less than 0. So I'll be focusing on this part. So I'll be focusing on this point and these points, right? So x would be this one and x would be this one. Now again, x is going to be that way. X is going to be less than a by 4, or x is going to be greater than 5 by 2a. Yes, is that okay,
okay.
Ranjani?
Yes.
Are you sure? No doubts with this one?
No doubts, it's fine.
Okay, perfect. So always remember, you need to use this method. Okay, please don't do it again, because you know yourself, if the inequality sign is different, how come the answer is coming same every time? So you were not able to
Okay.
spot this because, maybe it could be that all the questions were that way and stuff like that, but this is how it actually is. Okay, now we had another question on this part. Yeah, the second one. Okay, so solve this equation. Okay, let's see. When the question says solve, we need to find the value of x. When we need to find the value of x, we need to make x the subject. And at the moment, we have natural log and we have exponential. So first of all, we need to get rid of this natural log. So for that, I will take this 2 to the other side. Okay. One way could be that I square this, but if I square this, things would get very, very complicated. So better option is that I take this 2 to the other side, and I'm going to get what? I would get ln 5 minus e to the power minus 2x equals 1
1 by
by
2.
2. Very good. Now I need to get
Now
rid of
you can
this.
take
Sorry.
e to the other side.
Very good.
Then you can take e.
So I'll take e to the ln and e to the 1 by 2 on both sides. This would become e to the 1 by 2, right? Okay. Then let's simplify this. So I can take this to the other side and I'll take this here. This would give me 5 minus e to the power 1 by 2 equals e to the power minus 2x, right? And now I have e to the power minus 2x, so I can write it down as 5 minus e to the power 1 by 2 equals 1 over e to the power 2x, just so it makes more sense, just so things are simplified. Now I can take this there and I can bring this factor in the denominator, and I would get e to the power 2x equals 1 over 5 minus e to the power 1 by 2. Now I can get rid of this e by taking natural log on both sides. So 2x equals natural log of this one, 1 minus 1 by 5 minus e to the power 1 by 2. And x is going to be what? You can just simplify this. Natural log of 1 divided by 5 minus e to the power 1 by 2. And that would give you
One.
negative 1.209 divided by 2. So this would give you negative 0.6046. And the question said you need to give the answer in three significant figures. So we will write it.
Negative 0.605.
Very good. So x is going to be negative 0.605. This is going to be the answer. So this was a simple question, but always remember whenever you've been asked to solve something, you are supposed to make x the subject. Okay. Now, what if in the beginning I started this question this way? Ln 5 minus e to the power minus 2x squared equals 1. And now what if I take natural log? So this would have given me 5 minus e to the power minus 2x squared equals e to the power 1. Now this would have been a complicated version of a simple question, because yes, I can take under root on both sides, and yes, I can expand this x well, but this would be more complicated. Okay, instead of doing all this, it could have been a better option. What we did exactly, just divide 2 on the other side, right?
Yes.
No doubts.
No doubts. It's fine.
All right, okay, let's see if I have any other questions. Wait a second, just give me 1 minute. I need to check if I added another one or not. No, this one was the last one. Okay, now I'll scroll up. And if you were not able to understand any question throughout this class, you can just stop me and ask me. Okay. So this was the first one. You were able to identify it. Very good. You knew that we would be doing it by parts, and then we just plugged in the values and we were getting the same thing. Then this is the second one. Whenever you see the term differential equation, the question would be about obtaining an expression. So we will be integrating it. And this was something where you got confused. But always remember, whenever you have y squared plus 5 type of a thing, it could be tan, but it could be this thing as well, that we have derivative in the numerator divided by the function. Okay. So it was basically the natural log thing, and then we were able to simplify it. Were you clear with this question?
Yes.
Okay. Then we discussed the third one. You were able to identify first part. There was just a small mistake. For the second one, yes, you were able to do it. I could see you knew how to do this. Okay, so we had quadrants and stuff like that. All right, okay. And then for this one, okay, this is something you did not know already. So always remember, whenever you have modulus, since we square both sides and then simplify it, so when you square something, it becomes quadratic. And whenever you have a quadratic inequality, for giving the final answer, making the parabola is mandatory. Like the examiner would not expect that you would be making a parabola. For your convenience and for your understanding, it's completely fine if you have some other set of points which you have memorized. You can do it that way as well, but I would not advise you. That would be something very very difficult for you. You would have a lot on your mind. You can do maths if your concepts are clear, and if you are like, if your mind is free. If you have multiple formulas in your mind, then things get very challenging. Okay. And then for the last, and always remember, whenever we are solving anything, always try plugging in the value and see, like, if you If the wordings are something of this type, giving your answer correct to three significant figures, and if you're getting one value only, you would not be checking that. But for such questions, and when you are solving quadratic equations where you are getting two answers, you do remember that in O levels we had this habit of plugging in the value again in the equation and seeing if we were getting the right answers or not, right?
Yes.
Okay. So any doubts from these questions? Anything that you were not able to understand?
No, nothing like that. It's fine.
It's fine. Okay, all right. So I will stop sharing the screen.